Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel today. Rather than do a December favorites video, I am going to follow the crowd and do like everybody else is doing right now, and I'm going to do my top 15 favorites of 2015. So kind of a year-end favorites video. And so I've got a couple ground rules, basically that fall under the category of I'm not setting any rules. I don't care if the product was released this year, so whether it was new in 2015 doesn't matter to me. I'm going to be talking about products that really were with me just kind of all the time. The other non-ground rule that I have is that I don't know if every product I'm about to mention actually made it into a previous monthly favorites video, but I don't want to penalize a product simply because I overlooked it when planning my individual monthly favorites videos. I started off with like a list of 30. These are just the items and beauty items that I really just kept going back to repeatedly throughout the year and absolutely deserve a mention here. So my ground rules are really kind of no ground rules. So if you're interested in seeing what my top 15 of 2015 favorites are, then let's get started. So in no particular order, although I find it ironic that I'm going to start with foundation because I feel like the foundation of any good favorites video is foundation. So I basically flip-flopped between two different foundations this year, despite trying many others. One of them is drugstore, the other one is high-end, which is great because they balance each other out. My drugstore foundation absolutely is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. It has colors that are yellow based for those of us like who have olive skin tones. It is a mattifying foundation, absolutely, which worked phenomenally with my oily skin, and it was able to mattify me without making me look flat. It left me just a hint of dewiness, which was fabulous. Usually when they mattify, I mean, you just wind up looking flat. Like you have no dimension. You are flat. The other foundation that I couldn't get enough of is, of course, by Too Faced. It's the Born This Way foundation. It's inherent right in the name. You cannot go wrong with this foundation. Not quite as mattifying as the L'Oreal Infallible, but sometimes I didn't want that, and I wanted just a little bit more of a glow, a little bit more of a luminous skin finish. There were times my skin was too dry and really wanted something that was not as mattifying as L'Oreal, and so this was just the most awesome alternate option. It felt really great on my skin because it's got coconut water in it, and so it was really friendly for when my skin would be flaring up and just not very happy with air. For some reason this year, I could not get enough of my Hoola bronzer. I mean, it's been around for quite a while. I hate the packaging because it's this thick and then the container inside is like this thick. And you know, it's cute and it's kitschy and it's, you know, it's what they do, but I hate the packaging. But the color itself, it swatches awfully, so I'm not even gonna try to swatch it. Like it barely shows up on your hand when you swatch. But when you put it on your face, I don't know what happens when it touches your face because it looks fabulous. I use this to all over bronze. I use it to contour because it has this hint of coolness to it without being dirty, but it's warm enough without being orange. I don't know, it's like a magic recipe, and if I could only have one bronzer to contour and bronze, I mean, I just kept going back to this. I'm gonna talk about a couple Nars products, and I actually never recognized how much I enjoy Nars as a brand, and apparently I do because 3 different categories of Nars products literally did make it into my top 15 this year. The first one is their Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, Under Eye Concealer. It is nothing like the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, even though they look exactly the same. This is definitely much thicker, provides more coverage. So this just does an amazing job of taking care of my under eye circles. Also by Nars, I have been loving the blush Madly, which also, kind of like the Hoola bronzer, looks like nothing in the pan. It's just this muted pinky brown. Again, awful in the pan. When you put it on your skin, it is just the most amazing neutral blush. It gives you a hint of a flush, you know, on your cheeks without being too colorful. You could actually live only with this blush, and you could do anything else with the rest of your face and still look fabulous at the end of the day. The last product I want to talk about from Nars was my first venture into very expensive lipsticks. I had done like the $20 to $25 range of lipsticks, and I was like, okay, More than $25 on a lipstick is out of control. And then I heard everybody talking about, and not stop talking about, the Nars Audacious lipsticks, which come in this fabulous black silhouetted case. It's got a magnet, and so click. It's very fancy packaging. It's very fancy. These lipsticks are incredible, and at $32, you better be freaking incredible. They apply like a gel. They feel so comfortable. They have an amazing color arrangement. My favorite color absolutely is Anna, which is this really unique kind of pinky purple toned color. I love the purple undertones of this. It's just super comfortable to wear, and I can't even believe I'm saying completely worth the money. Moving on from Nars, I have a couple products from Anastasia Beverly Hills. My list would be incomplete if I didn't mention the Brow Wiz by Anastasia. It is the perfect blend of waxiness and creaminess, so that it's not too waxy and it's not too creamy, so you can create featherweight, natural looking eyebrow hairs so that your brows look wonderful by the time you're done. You almost cannot make a mistake when it comes to using the Brow Wiz. I've bought dozens of, well, maybe not dozens, loads of these. How about loads? We'll go with loads. I bought loads of these. The other one from Anastasia is, she came out with the Illuminators this year. And I keep going back to So Hollyowood. So Hollyowood is the gold-toned one, which works and complements my olive tone skin wonderfully. It has amazing pigmentation. It's super creamy. It doesn't have glitter in it. I do not enjoy glitter. Like I said, I've got oily skin, and I do not need you to see me sparkling from across the room. It's a buildable highlighter so that you don't start off immediately applying too much and have to try to dumb it down. I always go back to the Anastasia So Hollyowood Illuminator highlighter. Illuminator. She calls them illuminators. I want to call it a highlighter. So in the way I said that I was not going to have any rules for this video, we were going to go rule free. One of my 15 items is the total collection of Makeup Geek eyeshadows. So that's actually a number. Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I think she has done an amazing job with creamy pigmented eyeshadows. They are at a super affordable price, at starting at only $6 for a little tiny pan, where comparable ones are somewhere between $10 and $14 a pan. I love the color selection that she has. I love the different styles that she has. For example, she has matte and she has shimmer, she being Marlena of Makeup Geek. She has matte, she has shimmer, she has foiled shadows. My favorite foiled shadow is called Grandstand. It's this little guy right here. It's a gorgeous rose gold. She came out with a line of duochrome shadows, which are amazing, and they're like the best box of crayons ever, those duochrome shadows. So I mentioned that Grandstand, a foiled shadow, is one of my favorites. I absolutely live for one of her matte shades. It's called Crème Brulee, and it is like my everyday crease color, transition color. And then finally, I have to mention, and I've heard others say as well, so I'm like not inventing this all on my own. She has a matte black called Carbon. I just put this in an older eyeshadow case because I wanted it to be all by itself, because it is so pigmented. It is the most pigmented black matte shadow you are going to find. Holy cow, looks like a Sharpie marker right on the tip of my finger. I did not come up with this. I learned about it from Nikki Tutorials here on YouTube, who's fabulous. I'm going to link her channel down below. The Nivea Men, I did say men, post-shave balm, which is a fancy way of saying aftershave. This is the sensitive skin aftershave, and it is a kick-your-butt amazing primer. I know, right? For those of you who shave your face, you apply this stuff afterwards, and for those of you who wear makeup, you put this stuff on before, and it's incredible. I'm actually going to be doing a complete review video of this because I've been using this for quite a while, and I am so impressed with how good this is. It goes on so smoothly, yet gets just a little bit tacky without being hard to spread, and it becomes an amazing base for your foundation. Not only because of the the kitschiness of being able to use an aftershave as a primer, but it really is a really good primer. And so absolutely on my list this year. So we've come to the end of 2015 and I am almost at the end of my top 15 list. I definitely want to mention, when it comes to liquid lipsticks, I definitely want to mention the ColourPop Ultra Matte liquid lipsticks. They are $5 or $6 a pop. Oh. That was funny, no pun intended. ColourPop, $5 or $6 a pop. The ColourPop Ultra Matte liquid lipsticks are just phenomenal for a number of reasons, and they have just kind of the entire package, which makes me select them amongst all of the other liquid lipsticks that I've tried this year. First of all, they're cheap. They're like $5 or $6. That's incredible, especially when by comparison the other liquid lipsticks are $20 plus. The color arrangement that ColourPop has put out for these liquid lipsticks is out of control. They go from really funky, like dark purple. Is there a black? There might even be a black. See, I wouldn't know for sure, because I probably wouldn't buy the black, but there might actually be something similar to a black, which some people can pull off. I cannot pull off. But anyway, it's an option for you if you can pull that off. Some really funky colors to the basic nude colors and kind of everything in between. My favorite one of the year, and I do have a lot of them because really, how could you not? Because they're so inexpensive. But my favorite one of the year is called Beeper. And it's one of those kind of pinky brown colors, which was kind of all the rage and took off and was totally on trend this year. Something that has made it to my list that I am stunned about is something I thought I would never use. It is the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder. I know I said the word loose because if you've been watching my videos, you know that I've talked about how loose powder and I do not get along. And I resisted for so long buying this, and people cannot stop talking about it. They think it's incredible, and I'm like, you're wrong. So I'm going to buy it and prove you all wrong because I'm not going to wind up liking it. And you know what happened? I wound up liking it, and I liked it so much it made it to my list. I use this as an under eye setting powder. It is glorious. It is smooth and light and blends in and does the best job so far of preventing my under eye creasing when I need to set my under eye concealer. I'm stunned. And so what's even better is this is kind of big, which is good because you need to get a lot because it is a bit pricey. But there's this guy, and then there's this guy. Look how cute. It's like the mama and the baby. So if you're on a budget, but you'd really like to maybe on special occasions use the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder, you can get the tinier guy, which is supposed to be the travel guy, which is how I think many people would use it anyway, because this guy really is quite large. But it gives you an opportunity to use it. And I think that's incredibly generous of the company to think that way so that people don't have to invest the almost $40 into this and they can spend, I forget, $20 or $22 or so on this little guy. And the powder is just amazing. I, of course, was so late to the party, but that's okay because I'm here now and I like to go to parties. So the Laura Mercier party I am happy to be at now. The last thing on my top 15 of 2015 is another cheater, but I don't care because it's an all-over collection. It's the brushes by Morphe. My husband has always said that you need a good tool, and he works with mechanical tools and such. Our brushes are our tools. If you enjoy applying makeup, then you need really good brushes because that will make the application of your makeup so much more flawless, so much more seamless, and actually so much easier. And so, you know, there's the higher end brushes out there, but there is no brush brand that I enjoy as much as Morphe. They are very, very affordable in price, yet the quality of them far surpasses what they actually cost. In fact, I don't know how they do it because I want to know how the other companies charge as much as they do for brushes that I, in many cases, don't even think are as good as the Morphe brushes. They are soft, they do not prickle your face, which I think is pretty important because I hate a brush that stabs my skin when I'm trying to apply my makeup. I did do an entire Morphe favorite Morphe brush video. And in fact, any product that I've mentioned that I have previously done a video about, I will include all of those links down below. I can't remember, did I say the Morphe brushes were my last? They're not my last, I lied, because I have 2 other things that are sitting off to the side on my table. Since we're talking about brushes though, I'm gonna talk about my brush cleaner. This is the Cinema Secrets brush cleaner. It's a pretty blue, smells awesome, is the most fabulous way to clean your brushes. I do not like running brushes underwater with some kind of a cleaning soap, no matter how gentle a soap, because the water will contaminate your brushes if it goes down the handle and goes inside where the glue and everything is that are keeping your brushes together. This brush cleaner, what you do is you put it in a little bowl or a little pan or a little tin. They even sell a special tin. You barely touch your brush into the cleaner and you wipe it off on a towel, and it magically removes most, if not all, of the makeup, almost even on that first application into the cleaner. It also has this really quick drying agent to it, so you can clean your brushes late at night one night and still be able to use them first thing in the morning. It's like a miracle. It's a little bit pricey, but honestly, I tell you this, step up and get a really good brush cleaner, because you invest the money in your brushes, you want to use them for a long time, so you want to be as gentle and as friendly to them as possible. Okay, so now officially my very last item of my top 15 of 2015 is really not all that fancy now. I wish I put this else somewhere else in the list. By Neutrogena. It is the eye makeup remover lotion. Says it right in the name. I love when they describe themselves in their own name. It also says that it's hydrating, and it is. This is a lotion-based eye makeup remover. It's on the tip of my finger and isn't going anywhere because, like I said, it's lotion-based. It hydrates your eye. It does not tug at your eye or your eyelashes when you're trying to take off the mascara. Your eyes don't wind up feeling dried out or tugged on, and it actually takes off all of your makeup, which is what you need it to do. And this guy, oh my God, he is just, he's on par with the Cinema Secrets brush cleaner. I've got the brush cleaner and the eye makeup cleaner, and you're kind of good to go. So that concludes my top 15 of 2015. I really hope that when I go to edit this video that there are not 14 or 16 products in this list. What are your favorite products for 2015? I would really be interested in knowing and chatting about them. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more like it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are not a subscriber and would like to see more, then please subscribe. I would so much appreciate it. I do hope you have a really good rest of the day. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and in the meantime, thanks.
Now I need a wipey of some sort, which I do not have at hand, and for certain I am going to put this blackness on the tip of my nose. Like, okay, I need to find a wipey. And so I just keep going back to Nars. Awesome, awesome. How many times am I going to say awesome? Awesome, awesome. Oh my god, I did it again. Awesome, awesome. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more like it, please hit